Welcome back to MFO, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. I heard on the radio today that August 5th was the middle of summer. We've got half a summer left to go. But here at the Learning House, this is our last day of summer school and the last day of all of our summer trips that we've been doing. I want to tell you a little bit about the things that we do with our students during the summer. It kind of sucks that this is, for us, the last day of summer. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher. I think a lot of you know that, obviously, I've owned a therapeutic day school for the last 35 years, and I've retired in January. My son's taken over. I still work here and kind of help out as they take over the school. But one of the biggest components of our school has always been our summer experiential learning program. We've been doing it for over 30 years. And we have a summer school where the kids come in for school, but then on Thursdays and Fridays, or sometimes just Fridays, we do outdoor experiential learning trips that get the kids not only motivated to come to school in the summer, when coming to school and summer school kind of is not a very popular idea, but it also builds things in these students that we want to incorporate and enhance for their use when they get back into the school year. So on the first week of summer, we start out with a teams course, and we teach them how to work together as a team and what goes into working together as a team. Leadership, communication, cooperation, all of those types of skills. Then we move into a series of trips that talk about goal setting. So we start out with a pretty simple trip like water skiing, where we take the kids skiing and tubing and fishing, and we ask them prior to the trip to set goals for themselves. But they're pretty simple goals. Now we move into our third week, where we increase those goals by asking them to go on a 26-mile overnight bike trip where they need to ride it. And to be honest, a lot of the kids end up riding twice as many miles as the 26. They set goals for themselves that are a little harder, but they're remembering the fact that they got to work together and support each other. So when they're getting tired or having issues, they support each other on this 26-mile long bike trip. Our next trip is an adventure challenge where we use literally outdoor skills: shooting a bow and arrow, crossbows, slingshots, throwing tomahawks. These are things that people would look at and say, oh, there's an element of danger. How is that safe? Well, if we have the proper supervision and we make sure that the students are following directions, the students find out that with proper supervision, following directions, making sure they're behaving themselves, and practice, that they can have fun doing these types of activities. And if they follow those same skills that they use to shoot a crossbow or to shoot a bow and arrow, they can do better in their schoolwork if they transfer those same skills to the things that they learned on the Outdoor Adventure Challenge. Now that we've taught our students how to work together as a team and to set goals, now we want to work with our students on overcoming obstacles. Fear is a huge obstacle that anyone can relate to. And so we use fear as the obstacle to teach them how to overcome different types of obstacles. You might have a fear of horses, for example. So we do an overnight horseback riding trip. You might have a fear of the water. And so we have a scuba diving trip where we take kids on a Discover Scuba activity. And then heights. We do a high ropes course and a rock climbing trip. When students learn to overcome fears, that can translate to overcoming obstacles. Trust people, work hard even though it doesn't feel comfortable, and strive for a goal. and take that goal in small steps. These are the things that we work on with our students during the summer. And the reality is that all of these trips that we do are through the Learning House Foundation, which is a separate organization than the school itself. You can't get school districts to fund these types of trips, but our non-for-profit, the Learning House Foundation, is what funds all of these summer trips that we do. And so the beginning of the summer, we start out with a certain amount of money that it costs to get through the entire summer with all of these trips that we take the kids on, all 9 trips that we take the kids on. And by the end of the summer, we've spent pretty much all that money. And so now what we'll be doing from September to June of the school year is trying to raise money again to do it again next year. If this is something that you can get behind and you want to support the Learning House Foundation, the Learning House Foundation is a 501c3 non-for-profit organization. I'd encourage you to send in a donation if you'd like, whether that be send a check, and I'll put the address on the screen here and in the description, or you can use PayPal or Zell, and you can send in your tax-deductible donation to the Learning House Foundation. Again, both of those addresses will be in the description as well. Felt like you guys might want to know a little bit about this. It's a really positive thing. And to be honest, it's kind of sad that summer's over for this year, but we're already thinking about next year. Guys, thanks again. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend, and we will see you again on Monday for another episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. Take care, everybody.